So hello and welcome back to another episode of Test Drive Thursday. Today we're looking at a more classic truck, this Volvo FH12. So let's get started by taking a look at all of the configuration. Okay then, so here we are inside the truck configurator. Now if we just click here, so there's only one cabin here, this Globetrotter style, which isn't too bad. It's done pretty well, to be honest. Not a huge amount of detail, not over the top or anything like the Mac R series like last week, but yeah, it's a pretty decent model. Onto the chassis, only a 4x2. Would be nice to see a greater range of chassis options available. That's all we've got. Engines starting off with a 340 Euro 3 with 250. No, sorry. Wait a minute. Doesn't say the torque figure, which is a bit odd, because 250 kilowatts is just the power. Didn't say anything about the torque, which is a bit of a shame. We got some Cummins engine. Well, we got a Cummins engine in there, which is pretty interesting. I don't know if that's going to change the sound of it, but I guess we can give it a try. But yeah, 380, 420. You can see it changing on the side. In fact, that's not right, is it? 380, 420. And when you go for 420, it goes to 460. 605, 520. Yeah, so it's not quite right about that. Transmissions, only you can go for a 14 speed, which is a bit random, to be honest. Interior, it's not amazing. It's fairly good, the modelling, but I don't think the textures are massively high. But it's not too bad. The dash is pretty good. Paint, you got obviously custom colour, custom metallic, and then some preset ones which are pretty nice. If we just go for this whilst we're configuring, we've got down here some number plates that you can stick on if you want. I'm guessing if you don't go for that, it'll just put the World of Trucks one on. You've then got the bumper down here, which you can add a little splitter on, or remove it, paint or plastic. Up here, you can change the indicator sort of style here. You can even have that sort of traditional orange or more sort of clear, which I do think modernises it with the clear. You then got this grille here that you can change the plastic or have it paint. And we got these sort of outer borders. For some reason you can have this side plastic and this side paint. No idea why. Seems a bit weird. And then you can have it with or without the indicators on the side. Now the dots on this, they don't sort of go with like where the part is. I'll show you that in a minute. It's a bit unusual. Have the grille painted if you want, and have the sort of outer edge in chrome or the standard sort of metal finish. You've got the sort of window frame, whatever style you want. Got the front mirrors, side mirrors. Not sure what's going on here. So you can have the wide angle or not. Okay, that's pretty cool. You've got the sun visor. I do like the clear one, that's quite nice. Some little lights on the side. Not too bad actually. You can put the stuff in there. It does turn on, I believe. So yeah, they're pretty cool. You could put that in there. Someone make a Simulators one, that would be pretty cool. Your little lights up there. Horns on the side. That's pretty nice. Look, see what I mean? So that dot up there controls that. How random. This dot here, that's this. You can choose which sort of model you want. That's the exhaust finisher. Is that on both sides? I know for that's okay, so you can have Volvo written there or just like a mesh. Okay, and then up here we have got these sort of side, I don't know, wings here. This dot here changes the door handles. I mean, why is that door and why is that dot there, not here? It's so confusing. Then back here you have got the sort of tank style. It's pretty cool how you can change that individually to this side. You got the insert on the top. Now you got this tank here. What's this? Yes. Oh, you can have a spare wheel. Or nothing at all. Looks pretty empty without anything there. You have got the sort of mud guards. Nothing around the back. What's that? Oh, you can have some Volvo mud flaps there if you wish. We've done that, I think. Oh no, you can have a little tank there. Or a box. Spare wheel. Yeah, loads of stuff. And up here you can have lights. That doesn't do anything from what I can see. But I think that's pretty much all the configuration. You've got the side mirror there as well. Forgot that. On the interior, you can have some wood paneling, which I don't like. Little bottle on the top. What's that? No idea what that is. Can we get a sat-nav in here? Because we don't have a sat-nav. It would be useful to have one of them. If not, that's a bit of a problem. Nothing up there. That's the mirror. Then you put a sat-nav on here. Oh, so you can, that's okay. So you have to do it right at the bottom. There we go. So now we can put our sat-nav there. Okay, that's alright. Problem solved. Up here you've got the interior light or curtains, whichever one you want. That's the outside. The air freshener. I think that's pretty much it for the customization. So now I'm going to do a time lapse of me building this truck to my spec. Okay then, so here we are, all fully configured. Now I've gone with this sort of green theme, as you can see here, but one of the sort of best features about this mod is that it supports, or is supported by version 1.32. That means you've got all your trailers can go on the back of this thing, and you can drive this in the latest version, which is very nice. I think it's the first mod that I've seen supported in this version, so that is very, very cool. I've just picked up some roofing felt, 30 tons. We're in Stockholm, by the way. As you can see, the green metallic works very nice with this green and grey trailer. We're driving to Linköping. It's only about 90 miles, so shouldn't be too far. On the inside, one thing that I don't like is that you can't change the wheel position. Now, I don't know how long the ability to adjust the wheel has been in the game, but all mods should be doing that by now, surely. Now, I didn't realise that we do actually have a sat-nav built in. It does sort of flip out, which is pretty nice. It's got some like coordinates around the edge, which don't actually change, but still fairly cool. You got the parking brake there. There's a light switch. I don't think I can hear something. I don't think the light switch works. Right, we've got 3 pedals because it's a manual 14 speed. Got the wipers. Wow, they're pretty quick. Wow, there's loads of settings. Okay, so we got off. Yeah, there's a switch. Off, that's 1. This is mode 2. Mode 3. Then mode 4. Mode 5. Okay, so there's 5 wiper modes. That is pretty insane. Now, I don't know if you can see that sort of bloom on the instrument cluster. That is really bad. I mean, if you just watch across when I lean over. I hate when mods do that because it makes it so difficult when you're driving against the sun. I mean, you can't actually see the dials. It's so annoying. Down here, by the way, if you lean over, that's where the indicators are. But as you can't move the wheel, you can't actually see the indicators. I mean, look at that. So that's a pain. If we just turn the lights on, there we go. See, again, you can't see those icons with the steering wheel. We do have like a little instrument cluster down there, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure if this model of Volvo had this, but pretty useful information. 2,652 miles until empty, which is pretty impressive. But I think that's pretty much it on the inside. But yeah, let's get going. I went with the Cummins engine, which sounds very nice, very powerful it sounds. Very, very cool. So let's put it into gear. You can see there on my little indicator. And let's see how we do. So 605 horsepower. Should handle this completely fine. Now on my little drive over here, I found a major fault with this mod, and that is the handling of this thing. Firstly, if I show you here, the wheel only turns that much in game, which is kind of annoying when you've got like a steering wheel set with a 900 degree of rotation, because that isn't a realistic amount of steering lock, which is the first thing that I don't like. Also, if you're going over 40 kbh, you have got absolutely no control over this. It is the worst handling truck I've ever tried in this game, and that's saying something. You've just sort of aquaplanes everywhere. I guess they're not gonna let me out. I'm guessing it's because of the 4x2 only. You just feel like you're gonna jackknife at any minute. It's so dangerous. And that was without any load on it, but with 30 tons of roofing tiles or whatever, I've got no idea how this is going to handle. I guess we'll see as we get going. I don't like the indicator. That's pretty annoying. It just annoys me that you can't see that it's on. Oh, Trackir's having a meltdown. One of the sort of positives, I really like this engine. I mean, you can see all the dials moving about, the turbo pressure. But yeah, it just sounds and feels powerful. Like, at any revs, it's got enough power to get you going. So you don't have to be messing around with gears too often. Yeah, just take it careful around here. We're going left. Yeah, let's see how we go around here. Now, I just went round this roundabout earlier and it was uncontrollable. Yeah, you see that? It's just wanting to jackknife at any moment. I don't know if that's the sort of trailers or if it's the actual mod, because it is pretty bad, to be honest. I mean, that was only up 50. It gets worse at high speeds. Come on, let's get going. Let's see what top speed we can hit. Haven't quite worked out when it likes to change gear. I think where that sort of orange band is, that's probably best. It carries its speed nicely though. As I said, you don't have to change gears too often, which is always a good thing. And that's 50 now, or 80 kilometers per hour. Into 13th. Whoa, you see that? Any bump and this thing completely unsettles. Like, it wants to jackknife if you don't have two hands on the wheel. If you're using a controller or keyboard, I'm guessing this thing is going to feel absolutely uncontrollable, because you won't have that sort of fine sort of response to the truck. It is pretty dangerous. I'm only doing, what, 90 around that bend back there, and yeah, if I wasn't paying attention, we would have been off the road, probably upside down. Doesn't seem to be going much quicker than this. My foot is still completely flat. Jesus Christ. Whoa! I didn't even do anything then. This is awful. This is honestly, it is the worst handling truck I've ever had. I've never driven a truck in this game that wants to kill you, basically. I mean, where's the fun in that? I've done, what, 50 miles in this now? I honestly haven't enjoyed it. Like, the mod itself, what's my Trackir doing? The mod itself is completely fine, but it's something to do with the handling. I'm guessing it's the chassis. Maybe it's just this trailer, but I'm pretty sure it's because you've only got a 4x2. That it's just been thrown across the road. It is absolutely terrible. I mean, obviously it is supported for version 1.32, or it is working, let's say, with version 1.32. I don't know if they've changed some of the factors about the trailer, and maybe that's why it's handling really badly. But yeah, that's got to be fixed for this to be any good, to be honest, because I don't really want to drive this for much longer. Obviously, I do like the mod. The mod itself is completely fine. The interior is pretty good, apart from the steering wheel, about the amount of steering lock. Textures are fairly good. You've got 5 wiper modes, which is pretty weird. The dials are pretty nice. They're pretty sort of high quality. If I just, as you can see, they are sort of 3-dimensional. But it's just the steering that's got to be sorted out. I mean, it is terrible. Like, any little bump that you saw back there, and this is completely useless. Let's change that into 13th. It doesn't sort of pick up very much from around 80. And my foot is still completely flat. We're only doing, what, 105? 110. Right, this is going to be a challenge getting it around here without tipping over. 110, 115. No, I don't think you could get much more than 120 out of this. Which you don't really need to, but put it back down to 80, I think. As I said, it holds its speed very well, and it does sound pretty nice, this Cummins engine. I'm not sure if the other engines sound any different, but this sounds like it's got a lot of power behind it, and it sounds pretty realistic, to be honest. It's just that handling is awful. Awful handling. Right, looks like we're turning off here, so we're going to have to do about 20 kilometers per hour to prevent it from tipping over. Right, here we go. Look at it. I don't know if it'll come across on video, but this thing is just all over the place. I don't know if I can do it from the outside. Geez, see that? I think it is the 4x2, you know. I like the gearbox though. I didn't think I'd like this 14 speed. All the gears work well together. Alright, where are we going now? I mean, yeah, as I said, it's around 50 or so where you really notice the sort of jackknifing effect. It's pretty bad. But yeah, would I recommend this truck? Now, as I said, I think the model's very good. I like all the interior. Textures are pretty good. Customization is fairly good, to be honest. Apart from the lack of chassis options. Come on, Trackir. But it's just the handling. I mean, I don't know how you can... It basically is undrivable at high speeds. I mean, this game's meant to be relaxing, but you just can't relax with this thing. It is that bad handling. So, to be honest, I don't think I can recommend it. I will put it in my mod spreadsheet if you want to give it a go, but yeah, it just doesn't handle at all. I don't know if it's just these double trailers, but I can't see how it could make that much difference. But yeah, we're just coming in now. I don't think we'll need to reverse it, so should be a complete straight park. Right then, so it looks like I'm dropping off... Is it here? I think it might be. Kind of hard to tell. Hope so. Mirrors are fairly good, actually. Do like them. Yep, so just a straight park here. Wow, it's so hard to predict the steering. There we go. Brake on and engine off, and the sat-nav folds away. So there we go. If you have enjoyed that video, please do give me a like, subscribe for more, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.